If you know, you know. I hope you know. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who enjoys these? Like, fire. Like, I tried to stay off snacks. Like a couple of weeks, I was like to my boyfriend, we not gonna have snacks. We must try to live a healthier lifestyle. Like we're not that healthy, but we're not that bad either. Like we snack, of course, but we try to stay away from fatty foods. We do enjoy ourselves some chicken licking and some pizza every now and then, but we really try to cook and, you know, try to whatever. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. We try to eat healthy, man. And then so I was like, you know what, let's stop buying snacks. No, I got through my period without, did I? Let me not lie, did I think I got through my period without snacks. I got through my period without snacks. But then you know what happened after ovulation? Boom. Boom. Ba-da-ba, boom. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this video. If you do enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. So today we just talking about, okay, before I even get into that, guys, because now I give me. I've been under lockdown for a very long time. I thought I am level 1 of me. I let level 1, I don't care. I don't leave my house. I don't go to the salon. So you're gonna see me like this for a while. Because relationships post baby. The effects of a baby on a relationship, however you want to put it, this is what the video is about. So from the get-go, when you're pregnant, your relationship is already like shaky. Not that like it's shaky, but like you start feeling it. You start feeling the, okay, we're not as tight anymore, even though we are, because then we're bonding with the baby, and like he was in love with the belly and he was in love with the whole situation, like the pregnancy, and my changes were some like somewhat fascinating to him in a way. I think so in a way, but the belly, the kicks, the all of that, he was shaving me, doing my nails, so it was a nice bonding time. But when the baby gets here, when the baby finally like arrived, it was like we had no time for relationshiping. There's no time for, like, especially when you live together. I get it, when you don't live together, you can, and maybe live with your family, you can leave your baby with your family. Maybe if they're old enough, you leave them, you're like, okay, we're going out, whatever. We haven't even done that, by the way, but you know what I'm saying. When the baby gets here, there's no time. Like a newborn is very consuming. It's like these people are consuming. So she did consume us. Most importantly, she consumed me. Like she really did, because I remember I was sitting down and then I was like, who am I? Like, who am I? Like, who am I apart from being her mother? After a couple of months, I'm just like, but like, who am I? Where is that girl? I was just like, who am I? I couldn't I was looking in the mirror and I was like, who is this? Like, who are, like, I need to get to know you all over again, because I'm just like, who are you outside of this baby? How do you define yourself outside of I'm a mother? What else are you, like, to yourself, not to other people? Don't say I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a granddaughter. No, that's what you are to other people. Who are you to yourself? You know what I mean? And I was like, man, like, and that pushed me to also start the YouTube channel. But I will say this, guys, relationshiping after a baby is hard, and I will talk about why it's hard in my perspective, right? The number one reason for me I feel like is hard is because, like I said, a baby is consuming. And if you feel like you're doing more than your partner, and obviously as the mother, you're the primary caregiver, meaning you are exhausted 24/7. Like, I am still exhausted. I'm tired. I might think I'm not tired, but The day I get to sleep throughout the night, Bona, it will be a miracle. I haven't slept throughout the night ever since my baby was born. No. Ever since I got into maybe second trimester, late second trimester, I haven't slept throughout the night because you're waking up to pee, you're waking up because the kicks are uncomfortable, you're waking up for multiple reasons because you're tired of sleeping on a specific side, but this side is uncomfortable, so you can't sleep on your back, you can't sleep on your belly. It's just a whole situation. So I haven't slept ever since I was pregnant, basically, throughout the night. So I'm just like, there's that. And when you have one party that is drained, number one, the relationship is gonna lag. Like, I can't give you things I'm not giving myself. You know what I mean? I can't give you attention if I'm not giving myself attention. Like, so now I'm not giving myself that TLC and that self-care, all of that. My hair, there's postpartum hair loss, number one, and there's postpartum recovery. Some people go through the depression, the resentment of like, I'm doing everything, you're not helping me, and you start resenting your partner. So that's the number one reason. And number two is that sometimes the kind of relationship you have, or the foundation really is important. Like, I was in a relationship with my boyfriend, and he had made it clear that, okay, this is for the long haul. We're gonna get married and whatever. We had a baby. It wasn't a part of the plan, but we had a baby. That's great. We were able to keep it pushing because obviously we have this plan. But there are relationships where it's like, I've never told you I love you. I've never, like, this guy has never shown you that level of commitment. And some people have babies to save relationships that don't even need saving. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to be said about the foundation of the relationship to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. And this is why I feel like sometimes I understand the Bible when God said no sex before marriage, because then if you're having sex, whether you're on contraceptives or not, you have to bear in mind that I could fall pregnant at any time. Don't think you're safe because you're using whatever. Don't think. Okay? So I feel like the minute you start having sex, you need to start worrying about falling pregnant. And that's where the whole sex before marriage thing makes sense to me. It's better to have children with someone who is committed to you, who has made vows to this union. That level of commitment is important. But now you're having a baby and you're not really sure what it is. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not about, like, we shouldn't blanket things and say relationships don't work after a baby. What kind of relationship did y'all have? Sometimes it's just not working. Sometimes y'all were not meant to have a baby, and maybe God had to put a baby in the equation so that you guys can realize that, okay, we're not meant to be together. Or God had to put a baby so that you can see that this man is not for you, so that he can leave. You know what I mean? You never know. Everything happens for a reason. And this brings me to reason number 3, which is, it's like when people have babies to save relationships, like, a child is another strain. Buying a car, buying a house, like, you have all this debt, and then you decide, I'm gonna take a 4-year contract. And it's like, but you already financially strained. Why would you then add another obligation or burden to your whole financial situation? So it's the same thing. People decide, okay, he's gonna leave me, or he's cheating. Let me fall pregnant. You know what I mean? He's cheating. He might leave for the other woman. Let me fall pregnant. You can't do that. Like, you can't take a relationship that's already strained and then add another factor to it. Because a man will love their child and not love you. Like, and we have to accept that as women. A man, like, you can have a baby to trap somebody, but you have to think about the aftermath, the consequences. You have the baby, and this nigga's like, cool, it's my baby, but we're not together anymore. So now it's that thing of like, you are bitter and you're mistreating a child because of the anger you have towards their father and the fact that, like, they left you anyway. So, you know what I mean? You don't add more weight. Like, when it's over, it's over. And if you're not ready, disconnect yourself emotionally step by step. You you start cutting off the chats, you start cutting off the calls, you start cutting off, you know what I mean? You start cutting off bit by bit. Like the attachment grows thin and thinner, and soon one kalanya, you're just like, when you get a call from them, you're like, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's better to leave than to just try to trap people, because a man who doesn't want to be kept won't be kept, right? Right. And then another reason I feel like relationships suffer is because of men need to grow up. I'm not saying grow up as in like stay with a person you don't love because of a child. I'm not saying that. If you don't want a woman anymore, leave. A man will love you, but they will leave you because of a challenge, because you're pregnant and there's no sex anymore, and you need to heal for 6 weeks, and sometimes it takes longer than that, and now this baby has consumed you and all these things, and then they will leave. They literally will leave you or start cheating. That's why I'm just like, men just need to grow up, because a lot of relationships that break up after a baby, I feel like it's never, unless you were not together and you slept together and then someone fell pregnant and it was a mistake or whatever you want to call it. But otherwise, if you're in a relationship with a person, there's a level of emotions involved, and when they fall pregnant and you're there through it, and then somewhere in between, somewhere during the pregnancy, you're just like, when are you chicken out? You're like, nope, and you start cheating. Or after this person has the baby and they have to be healing, because you can have sex while you're pregnant. I mean, our doctor was like, keep on doing what you were doing to get here. When the sex is cut off, these men just start acting like children, and sometimes they do love you, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, men need to grow up, bruh, and grow some balls and take responsibility and stop trying to stay boys and be men. You have a child, you need to grow up. You need to grow up. You need to understand that, okay, this woman's body is going to go through a lot. I need to be patient. I need to love this person. My actions are not my words. I need to love this person even when we're going through some things, and not just when we're happy, because that's not really love. Like, yeah, men need to just grow up. Like, it is what it is. And all these things that I'm mentioning are just from my perspective, yeah, are just from my perspective, because then I feel like every single woman who has a baby, you are not the same person you were before. And that's why after you have this baby, you need to rediscover yourself and literally ask yourself, who am I now? I'm a mother, but now that I have this child, what do I want? Like, I'm not going to want the same. If you do want the same things, but now they're going to be different in a way. You know what I mean? So you're not the same person. You don't have the same mentality. You have a whole human being that you're responsible of. Like, you change. You know what I mean? And some men can't handle that. Can't handle the fact that now that the child is here, you're telling me to save money. One time, some men just are not mature. They're just boys. I don't know why I'm even saying men. Some men are just boys, and you know what I mean? Because I remember, I was like, you know what? Like I said, the minute you start having sex, you need to start preparing yourself that, okay, I could fall pregnant at any time. So whoever you sleep with, you need to have that thought in your mind of like, if I fell pregnant by this person, would I be 100% okay with having a baby who looks exactly like them? Would I be 100% okay if I had a baby who looks like this person, acts like them, has the same morals and beliefs, and like, if I had a duplicate of this person, would I be okay? And literally, because my boyfriend is my first, right? So I had to have that conversation with myself, and I had to meet him and talk to him, and literally, you know what I mean, and be like I admire him as a person. Let's say we were to break up, like, sometimes if you're with a person and you just admire them as a person, never mind loving them or being in love with them, you need to look at the person. Do you like them as a person? You know what I mean? Do I like this person? Even if I'm not with them, even if we're not fucking, do I like this person? What do I like about them? Because I mean, love you can't explain. I used to think I was crazy because I couldn't, like, he'd be like, why do you love me? Like, I would write things I love about him, but I don't know why I love those things. I don't know why I love him. So it's like, I love these things about you, but I don't know why I love you. I can't tell you why I love you, because these things are not the reasons why I love you. They might be the reasons why I like you, or I like being with you, or I love being in a relationship with you, but they're not the reasons why I love you. You know what I mean? So it's like, why do I like this person? And would I like them even if we were not fucking? Would I like them even if they were not giving me money and buying me all these things? Would I like them even if we were not living together? Would I like them if we were just friends? Could I chill with them as a friend and talk and laugh and be happy and be at peace? You know what I mean? You have to figure out, do I like this person? Because with the minute you start sleeping with someone multiple times, you have to think about, what if I fall pregnant? Whatever contraceptive I'm on, what if I fall pregnant and have a child by this person? Would I be okay with having the duplicate of this person? And when I was like, okay, cool, this relationship can continue. And even when after I fell pregnant, I went back to that conversation and I was like I was okay with it, because I was just like, I think my baby looks nothing like me. Physically, she looks like she's darker than me. She probably has my ears. And my mother says she has my head and my ears, because she reminds my mother of me when I was a baby. So that's what she says. But otherwise, my baby looks nothing like me. And I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. And even if we were to break up, I would be okay with it. And even if I can see she's gonna walk like her dad. You know what I mean? I can see those things. And I'm just like, I've had this conversation with myself before. And whether the relationship works out or not, sometimes it's not about the child. Sometimes it's time, man. It's time, right? Sometimes it's just time. Your time is up. This is what this person was meant to come and do in your life. Sometimes this person was meant to come and have a baby with you and leave you so they can learn something from the situation, or God was just trying to give you a baby and they just used this person to give you a baby. You know what I mean? You never know. Sometimes God was just trying to give you a child because maybe that's what you needed in your life, right? Maybe you're moving too fast and God was like, with you, and he used some random nigga, useless as he is. God used him to give you a baby. Now he's not he doesn't matter whether he left or stayed or whatever. He doesn't matter. Maybe sometimes God just wants you to have this gift and this blessing, and we focus too much on the fact that you left and no. I just want to close this video by saying, because I don't want it to be long, I want to close this video by saying that there are so many reasons, but I don't want this video to be political. I just want it to be a conversation starter. And that if you're in a relationship, you have think about these things, and before you if you want to marry someone, these are things you have to think of. If we're gonna have children, yes or no? If I don't want children, what if I have children anyway? Would I mind having children who are literally a duplicate of this person? And if he leaves, am I gonna be at peace with having children who walk and talk like him? I mean, do you guys watch Gomorrah? Do you guys watch Gomorrah? You saw what Mam Sonto said, and I was like, I expected it because you know what I mean. It's life. That's how it works. So I was like, are you gonna be okay if that man leaves you with that child who is literally them, and you have to deal with this child who reminds you of that person? Are you gonna be okay? And then also I want to say that sometimes we blame our own failures on children, finances, the weather, the lockdown, Twitter, other people, third parties, mugruvo, alcohol. You blame your failures, the failure that is the relationship, on other things, except, do I want it? Does he want it? Maybe I want it and he doesn't want it. Are you gonna say, oh no, lockdown fucked us up? No, he just didn't want it. He literally didn't want it. And lockdown just became an excuse. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just like free yourself and just say, you know what, I did my best, I did all that I could, and one day and yeah, I did the best that I could, and you know what, it's fine. We can part ways, it is fine. I did nothing wrong. Maybe I just didn't work hard. Maybe you just didn't work hard enough. Maybe I didn't want it enough. Maybe you didn't want it enough. But it's over, it's done, it's fine. I don't want it to get to that toxic level where, you know, you don't want to be bad mouthing the father of, like, you're the father of your child to your child. You know what I mean? You don't want your children to need therapy because of you. You don't want that. Like, if you don't want your children to need counseling because of you, you have to let things go. And like, it's not even about letting this person go off easy and whatever. It's not. For your child's sake and for you to be at peace, be like, you know what, this is what I did, this is how I contributed to this relationship. And did I contribute to it failing? Maybe I did. Maybe I was too focused on the baby and I didn't pay attention to my relationship. Maybe I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's okay. I forgive myself. I forgive him for being an idiot. I'm going to raise my child right now. Do you want to be a part of your child's life? Yes? No? Okay, cool. Let's do this. If you're going to do it, be adults. If you're not going to do it, be adults still. Like, don't be like, yeah, you're useless father. You're what father. You're this, you're that. You look just like your father. You know what I mean? Don't traumatize kids. Don't be toxic to your kids and things like that. So my thing is, this child was born out of your love. That's if you love each other. This child was born out of your love and whatever was connecting you two. And now, like, people are just like, what if having a baby is gonna ruin the relationship? And people are just like, I want to get married first. That makes no difference. Like, I used to think like that. I used to think, oh my god, I don't want to have a baby before I get married. And I'm just like, what's the difference? Like, what is the difference? A man is still a man. A relationship is still a relationship. A baby is still a baby. So if a man, I remember my aunt telling me the story of a guy who was in the labor room, in the delivery room when his wife was giving birth, and he left because he was just like, I can't do it with her. I cannot. Like, I'm traumatized. Like, what I saw, you know what I mean? Like, men are still men. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, now as a woman, you're going to beat yourself up. Oh my God, I shouldn't have allowed him to be in the delivery room. Now he saw my vagina rip and now he can't have sex with me. So now he feels like he can't be with me. You're going to blame yourself. But stupidity, and you can't blame yourself for that shit. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm just like, what is the difference? What is the difference? If a person can leave their partner during a marriage, and a person can cheat on their partner when they're pregnant during a marriage, and you're thinking, oh, maybe it's better on the other side. There's no such thing, guys. There is no such thing. And I had to be like, you know what? It's all about what a person wants. Do I want this? Does he want? Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? Are we talking about this? Did we talk about this? And I understand that people's plans change, and that's fine. If we're on the same page when we make the decision, it's the same as we're on the same page, we want to get married. We get married. And then after we have kids and you feel like, I want a younger one, we're not on the same page anymore. That's still fine. Like, that's what you want. You don't want this. Go get whatever you want. Go get it. You know what I mean? There's no difference between it being a relationship and it being a marriage, because the main components like stay the same. The main components remain as is. Like, a woman is a woman, a man is a man, a relationship is a relationship, a child is a child. And the effects won't be the same, but they're gonna be there depending on your situation. I have to decide every day that I want to be with a person. I have to decide every day that I want whatever, you know what I mean? Like, some relationships end over stupid things. The fact that you are moody, this nigga's gonna leave you. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, there are a lot of single women who are just bona. They fell pregnant and they just like, the minute you fall pregnant, you need to know that you're having this baby for yourself. Never ever ever have a baby because a man asked you to. Never. If you don't want the baby, you don't want the baby. Like, guys so sometimes you have to think, do I want this baby? Leave a relationship. If you're not ready for a baby, this person's asking for a baby, leave. You don't want it, Ms. You're gonna have a baby for this person and then they leave you, and then you're gonna abuse this baby. You're gonna be slapping a baby all over the place because, well, when you didn't want the baby. Like, it's like, we need to stop doing these things to ourselves as women, blaming yourself and making decisions based off of other people's feelings. You need to, the minute you fall pregnant, the biggest thing you can do for yourself is decide that, okay, I'm having a baby for myself. I'm having a baby for myself. And I'm not saying be prideful. You have the right to fight for the presence of your child's father in their life. You have the right to be like, when are you going to see your child? Blah, 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 all of that. You have a right to do that. But now, like if they decide not to be present, can that not affect your relationship with your child? I just hate that. I just hate that you gave birth to this person. This person who contributed a mere split second or a second or 2 seconds. This person contributed close to nothing. And you're literally gonna base your entire relationship with your child, their mental, psychological health, because of that person. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense when you think about the contribution of a man towards a pregnancy. You're just like, really? All they do is, that's it. That is it. And then you are gonna go and base that 2.5 seconds or whatever. I don't know, whatever, like, but I know it's not even 10 seconds. You're gonna base that, and you're gonna take you and your child, you're gonna compromise your child's mental health, physical health, psychological health, emotional health, because of that person. It doesn't make sense. So I just want to close off this video by saying I could go on and on. There's a lot of things in this video all over the place, and I don't want it to be long, and I don't want it to be pointless. The moral of the story is that you have to want it. Like, you have to want it together for it to work. And if you guys don't want it together, at least know that, you know what, when I had this baby, I knew that I was having this baby. When I had this baby, I knew that I was having this baby. And I'm gonna love my baby no matter what. For some people who want children and don't really care about a relationship, there are people who are like that, who are just like, I want 3 children. I don't care how I'm gonna get them, but I'm gonna have 3 children. And people are going around calling these people difebe and all these things because this person has 3 children with 3 different people. And this person is just like, I wanted 3 children. That's it. I do not want a marriage. I do not want a relationship. I just wanted 3 children. And the first person I was with, we did not make it to the 2nd or 3rd child. The second person I was with, we did not make it to, you know what I mean? So I had to do what I had to do to get my 3 babies and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? So you have to know that I'm having these children for myself. You'd rather have like a shitload of kids knowing that I love all my babies and I had them for myself. Same as this person who was like, I just wanted 3 babies. I don't care who the daddy is. I want 3 babies and I don't care whether they contribute or not. That person is better than this person who has 1 child and was married, and this man decides to divorce you and cut you off, and now you hate your child because your child looks like that man, or your child reminds you of that man. You know what I mean? It's just, Like, we need to stop focusing on men. We need to stop focusing on men. And I do know that there are women who leave men with children, but I can't speak on that. I'm a woman who is raising their child, so obviously I can't speak on that. I'm going to speak on what I see out here in these streets, which is men leaving women, whether it's marriage, whether it's relationships, whatever it is. That's what I'm going to speak on. So it is what it is. I hope this video makes sense. I hope the video makes sense. I hope. What time is it? I hope the video made sense. Because I don't know how to. I don't know, guys. But please, whether you're in a relationship or not, have conversations with yourself. And when you're done having them with yourself and making a decision, go talk to your partner. What happens when I fall pregnant? And if you ever pose like, hey, bana, what do we like a ban? There's your answer. Sometimes a person will say, boy, now we're doing this, and then they don't do it, and then they leave you. But then you will know that, you know what, I didn't have this baby for you, I had this baby for me. Stop pushing things under the rug because you don't want to shake the surface. You know what I mean? The relationship is going good, and sometimes you don't want to ask things because you already know the answer. Like, you already know this person is not serious about you. So you know, if you were to ask about pregnancy, they'll be like, you know, so you're not gonna ask. You know what I mean? I just want women to take control of pregnancy and realize the effect that you have. Never mind the relationship lasting or not lasting after a baby. There's a baby, right? Like, take control. And like I said, you don't let someone who contributed into a situation to fuck up an entire child's psychological and mental and emotional health. Now the child's gonna grow up thinking, ooh, I know the story of the ABC killer. Guys, you can Google the ABC killer. He's called the ABC killer because he went to Attridgeville, Boksburg, and where? See, I don't know what place starts with C, but he was doing these things in Gauteng, right? So what did he do? I forgot what he did initially, but he got arrested, and then he came out, married this woman, and then left, and they were based in KZN. He left KZN, came to Gauteng saying he was coming to look for a job, obviously, and then he came here and he was just luring women into like bushes and felts and raping and killing them, but torturing them while doing that. And guys, a lot of women, and he would go to them offering them better jobs, and he would go to women who are working in like people who are unemployed or working like shitty jobs and telling them, let's meet guy, and they take a taxi together, but follow her at a felt. And I don't know, maybe the women are thinking it's a double up to the firms or whatever, and gets into the felt, ties them up, rapes them, tortures them until they dead. You know what I mean? So, and then when they finally caught him and he was confessing, he was in hospital. I don't remember if he got shot or whatever, but he was in hospital. And his childhood story is that his mother rejected him. His mother was abusive, and yeah, his mother was abusive, and the mother took him to a children's home and left, right? And then he ran away from the children's home and found his mother. His mother took him back, I think, or something, or kicked him out, I don't know. But his mother rejected him countless times and was abusive. And his mother and his sister. And this person went around torturing and killing women. You tell me, like, with that story in mind, you tell me why he was doing this. Like, this man, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to raise such people that, like, this man literally punished all women for the sins of his mother and his sister, because they abused him, they rejected him and all of that, and he had this anger towards women in general, and he just made all women suffer. Literally killed, torture, everything. And they were like, while he was in hospital, a police officer went in, basically interrogating him, kind of asking for a statement or whatever, because he explained everything, like, you're gonna find dead bodies here and there. And they went and they found the dead bodies, and that's how they knew, okay, it's him. So when they went to him, they're like, why did you do this? He refused to speak to the male police officer. A man went in, a cop went in, a man, and he refused to speak to the man. But when the woman went in, he was cocky about it. He was free. He was talking freely and almost like proud. And they said he even masturbated in front of the cop, of the woman. And I'm just like, do you see do you see that? Like, do you see? Oh my god. I could go on and on, guys, but I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Please hit that sub button and that bell, and I'll see you next time. Like, yeah. Comment anything you want to comment about this, whatever your thoughts are. Like, whether you disagree or agree, what your situation is, your standpoint, all of that, I want to hear it. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video. I love you so much. I didn't want to be talking about killers, but hey. Bye, guys. I'll see you next time.